Hi, my name's Aubrey and I'll be doing your stretch and flexibility workout today. So, to get started, I thought we would just sit up nice and tall and focus on our breathing. So we'll take 3 really big breaths. You can just put your hands in the center. So we'll breathe in, hold it, and then breathe back out. And we'll breathe in again. And we'll breathe out. And we'll do one more of these. So breathe in. And we'll breathe back out. Alright, so to get started, I thought we could start with a child's pose. So this will kind of help center our body. So we'll start on our knees. And then you want to spread your knees just a little bit apart, and then with your hands you'll reach forward and putting your face down into the mat. We'll sit here for a few minutes, kind of let our body energize itself, and then we're going to move into downward dog after this. Alright, so great job so far, just focusing on our breathing. Feel free to change the range of motion of your legs. If you want them a little closer, it's less of a stretch. If you want them farther, it's more. Alright, and great job. And about 10 more seconds, and I'll move into downward dog. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so now, keeping our hands where they are, we'll come up to our knees, and then push into downward dog. So you want your shoulders, or your hands about shoulder width apart, and your feet about shoulder width apart. We can pedal out our feet to stretch out our calves. You want your head to be down. Great job. Still focusing on our breathing. We want most of the weight in the back of our palms. Keeping our back nice and straight. Alright, and about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to move into Warrior 1. Great job so far. And 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to pick one leg, and you'll raise it up, and then kick it forward in between your hands. Great job. Sorry. Okay. So we'll have our one hand, and then we'll have our arms up here, looking nice and tall towards the ceiling. We want to keep our chest nice and stretched out. Keep breathing through this. You can feel a stretch in your quad, and then a little bit of work in your front quad. Our toes should be raised off the ground for our back foot, and we want both of our toes facing forward. Alright, in 3, 2, 1, we're going to rotate now into Warrior 2. So your back foot is going to shift and be facing this way, and your front foot is still facing forward. Make sure that your knee is not over your feet. Arms are straight, we're looking out across, focusing on our breathing, and in about 15 seconds, we're going to move into triangle pose. So great job. We can feel the stretch in our inner thighs, really working those adductors. Alright, and now we're going to rotate our body down into triangle pose. So you're going to feel a lot of stretch here. If you want to feel more stretch, you can straighten out this front leg and reach the ground, or you can just keep it bent. But we'll be looking up towards the ceiling, really feeling that stretch in our back, and just making sure we're breathing through this as well. Alright, we have about 15 seconds left, and we'll come into downward dog again. Alright, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we'll bring our hands forward, kick our leg back into downward dog. Great job. We can stretch out our feet a little bit, stretch out that leg. Alright, and now you'll bring your opposite leg, so mine is my right. Kick it forward. Great job. We can really feel the balance here as our toe is raised. So we'll have our leg up. Really making sure we're engaging our core. This helps with our center of balance, keeping our arms up, our chest open. You want your head to be up. Breathing through this as well. We have 15 seconds, and then we'll move into Warrior 2. Awesome job so far. Alright, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we'll rotate, pivot that back foot straight again, arms up, we're looking straight over them, making sure our knee isn't going over our toes, our back is straight. We want to keep breathing through this. Great job so far. We have about 10 seconds left, and then we're going to drop it down into that triangle pose again. All right, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we'll bring our arm down to the ground, facing our head up again. Remember, you can straighten out this leg for more of a stretch, or you can keep it as is. All right. And we're going to just hold this for about 15 seconds more. Great job, you guys. I know this is kind of tricky with balance and stretching, but it will help you feel better. So just breathing through, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. So we'll bring our hands back down, bring our leg back into downward dog, where we'll pedal our feet out for a second, just to really loosen up. All right, so now we're gonna walk them back up towards our hands, and we're gonna do a little walking pose. You can stay here for a second if you like the way the stretch feels in your hamstrings, or you can bring your body up nice and tall. All right, so from here, we're gonna move into tree pose. So for tree pose, you're gonna take one leg, so I'll start with my left one, and you're gonna bring it up to either your calf or just above your knee. We want to be careful not to put it on our knee right here so that it doesn't hurt the tendons. So we'll bring it up, and then you just want to kind of push your leg out. So this one should be facing out, keeping our hips straight. If you want something to hold on to, you can totally grab a wall or a chair. If you're feeling balanced, you can put your hands in the middle or out a little bit, just like a tree. And we're just going to breathe through this. Great job. So we have about 15 more seconds, and then we'll switch sides. All right, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So back to standing. So now we'll take our other leg, and we'll bring it back up again. Remembering, if you want to hold on to something, that's totally okay. Or you can keep your arms in the center or your arms out. Sometimes it helps if you find a spot on the ground to look at or a spot on the wall that's still. Great job. So after this, we're going to move into some calf raises. So we have about 10 more seconds. Great job so far, making sure we're engaging our core, we're breathing through this. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, so back to standing now. So for our calf raises, you can keep your hands on your hips, so you can keep them in the middle, down by your side, whatever works. And we'll do these for about 30 seconds. When you release slowly, that's where you'll feel a lot of the balance. I know I get a little shaky. Just being up on your toes can be kind of challenging. If you want to make this more difficult, you can do these on the stairs with your heels hanging over or on an elevated surface. All right, great job. Still breathing through these. I know it feels silly to keep reminding you, but sometimes I forget to do it. All right, and last 10. Great job so far. And then we're going to move into something called Warrior 3. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So for Warrior 3, we're going to still be in our standing position, but we're going to take one leg off the ground, putting our hands at our chest to start, and we're going to lean forwards. You can bring out your arms if you want, or you can keep them tucked inside. The range of motion you choose to do will impact your balance. If you have a higher range of motion, it's a little more intense, or you can do a lower range of motion or keep your toe on the ground for a little less intensity. But so we're just going to hold this here for about 20 more seconds. Really making sure we're breathing through. We want to be able to find our spot on the floor. Awesome job, you guys. All right, and last 10. And then last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we're going to shake out that leg. I know your glutes and your hips can get a little stiff. And now using the other leg, we're going to try and do warrior 3 on that side. All right, so leaning forward again, remembering we can always touch base with our toes. You can feel free to try and extend your arms out if you want. You don't have to though, if that's too intense, it's okay. All right, and then just really making sure that we're still breathing through this. Great job. After this, we're gonna come into a crescent lunge. All right, and last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so from here, we're gonna come back to our standing position. This is kind of our base position. And we're gonna take one leg, I'll start with my left. We'll put it out in front of us a little bit, and then we'll step our back leg back. So this can be a lot of pressure on your hip flexors, on your quads, so you can also lower your leg to the ground if you want and lean forward, or you can stay up on your toe and have that little gap in between the ground and your knee. So great job so far. This is a lot of work on our quads. We can feel it in our glutes and our hamstrings. Making sure we're breathing. We can bring our arms up like this for a little extra balance. All right, we have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. All right, so we come back to standing. And now we're going to stretch out with our next leg. And then we'll do the same thing. Remembering we can put our leg on the ground and lean forward with our arms up, or be on our calves or our toes. Awesome job. Still breathing through it. We want to be strong and engaged in our core. Great job. You can really feel that stretch for our adductors here. A little bit of our hip flexors. All right, and last 5 seconds, you guys. And we'll come back into downward dog. In 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. All right, so we'll come back into downward dog from here. We'll pedal out our feet a little bit, just to kind of stretch it out from that work. And now we're going to come into a side plank. So from downward dog, we'll rotate onto the side. You can have your feet stacked on top of each other or stacked behind. If you want, you can also put one knee down so it looks like this. Just for a little less intensity. Great job so far. All right, and we have about 15 seconds and we're going to switch sides. Making sure we're still breathing through it, being calm, engaging our obliques here. We can feel it in our shoulder and our back as well. All right, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll come back to downward dog. Awesome job. And now we'll come into our side plank on the other side. Okay, great job. Remembering you can have your one knee on the ground, or you can have it up if you want a little more intensity. We'll hold this for just a little bit more. Keep breathing, keep engaging your core. All right, and last 15. You guys got it. You look amazing. And then after this, we'll come into some seated poses. All right, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So from here, we're going to want to come back into downward dog, just to stretch out our shoulders a little bit. Kind of, we can lean back, stretch out our back and our hamstrings. All right, so now we're going to put our knees on the ground. So from here, we're going to go into a few core exercises. So we'll start with some cat-cows. So I want you to go into cat, where you arch your back. So we arch, and we breathe out, and then we do cow, and we'll breathe in. So let's do cat, breathe out, and then cow, and breathe in. You can really feel your rectus abdominis working, your transverse abdominis. We can feel this in our erector spinae muscles. We can stretch out our neck. Get some good stretching here as well. All right, good job so far. We're going to do 5 more of these, making sure you're still breathing out, and then breathing in, and breathing out, and breathing in. We can feel that stretch in our shoulders. We can feel it in our back. Feel our abs working, and then releasing. All right, you guys, last 2. Great job so far, still breathing. All right, and last one. Breathe out and breathe in. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do are some bird dogs. So these are also really good for your obliques. So we're gonna take one leg, bring it out behind us, and then bring the opposite arm out in front of us. We'll put it down. We'll bring one leg out and our other one in. Ideally, you would have a little more space than I do in this moment, but we're working with what we got. Great job so far. If this is too intense, we can also just bring one leg out and bring it back in, or just bring one arm out. Awesome job. All right, we're gonna do about 15 more seconds of these. Really focusing our breathing, still engaging our core. All right, and we have 5 more seconds. You guys got this. And 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Okay, so the last thing we'll do in this position, they're called fire hydrants. So they're really good for your hip abductors, your adductors, your hip flexors, and even your glutes. So we're going to take one leg, we'll bring it out and to the side. If you have resistance bands at home, you can put them around both of your knees and do this for a little more intensity, or we can just do it with our body weight. We really want to make sure our core is still engaged. It's easy to let our hips kind of collapse, but we want our pelvis to stay straight. All right, we have about 10 more seconds on this side, and then we'll switch to the other side. Great job so far. All right, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. So now we'll do the other side. So bring your hips back out and in. We just have 30 more seconds. Then we're going to do some arm stretching. Great job, you guys. So making sure our back is flat, our hips are straight. We want to make sure our core is engaged. Keep working through it. Here's another viewpoint. So we bring it out this way. All right, and last 10. You guys got this. You look so strong so far. I can see you're all working really hard. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we're gonna sit back on our knees now, and we're gonna start doing some stretching. All right, so we sit on our knees. We're gonna start with a lateral lean. So we'll have our arms up, and we're just gonna lean to one side, and we'll hold this for about 15 seconds. You can put your arm on the ground for a little more stabilization if you want. We'll feel the stretch here in our obliques. You can feel it in our arms a little bit. Awesome job. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll bring it back up, engaging our core. And then same thing on this side. We'll lean over. Awesome job. Feel that stretch again. We can have our arm down. You can also lean it over if you want. A little more core work. All right, and 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So, staying in this pose, we're going to bring one of our arms back. I'll start with my left, and we're going to stretch out our triceps. So you'll take your hand and kind of pull your elbow away from the direction it's in. You can feel it in our shoulders a little bit, our rotator cuff, our triceps. Great job. We'll hold this for about 15 more seconds. Remember, you want to stretch to the point of discomfort, not pain. All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll bring our arms up, We're going to grab our other arm now. All right. Hold this for another 30 seconds, and then we're going to stretch out our shoulders. We're still remembering to breathe through here. We want our back to be straight. We don't want our posture to cave in. You can also sit crisscross applesauce. I know this can be a bit uncomfortable on your knees. All right, great job. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, you can give our arms a shake. So we'll take the same arm we started with now, and we'll grab it and pull it across our body. We can feel the stretch in our shoulders, making sure we don't put pressure on our elbow. We want it just above or just below it. We really want to make sure we're avoiding our joints, since that's where a lot of our ligaments are. We don't want to put pressure on those. All right, and we'll switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we'll do the same on this side, and after this, we'll stretch out our biceps. Still making sure our back is straight, still making sure we have good posture, we're still breathing through. All right, you guys, and we'll do this for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so the last arm stretch we'll do is we're going to take our fingers and we'll pull down. This is a really good bicep stretch. It also stretches out your forearms. I know it's kind of hard to feel in your biceps, but if you're sore, you can definitely feel it, so that's always good. All right, in about 5 more seconds, and we'll switch. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. So now we're going to do the other arm. And after this, we're going to do 2 more. We'll do 1 more hip stretch and 1 more hip exercise. And then we'll have 1 more glute exercise, and then just a back stretch, and we're done. All right, so last 2 seconds, and we're done. All right, so we're gonna bring our feet out now in front of us. We'll have one leg stretched out, and the other one we'll bring bent and over, and we'll take our elbow, and we'll put it just below or just above our knee, and then kind of bring our head and torso this way. This is called the half Lord of the Fishes pose. You can feel a really good stretch in your glutes, your hips, even in your back. I know mine popped when I did that. So I just want to breathe through this, looking really good, making sure our head is up. All right, in about 10 more seconds, and we'll switch to the other side. If you also want, you could bring your leg up and up for a little more stretch, or you can leave it down. All right, in 3, 2, and 1. So now I'll switch to this side. Still just making sure that we're breathing through it. We want our back straight, we still want our core engaged, and we want our head up. Looking good so far. We have about 15 seconds, and then we're gonna lay down on our side and do some clam shells. All right, so 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. So for clam shells, we'll lay on our side, stack our hips, and then we're just going to open them up. You can also do these with a resistance band if you have one. You'll just put them right above your knees. It makes it a lot more difficult to do. It's a little more intense. You can really feel it working. For now, we'll just do them with our body weight. Alright, and we have about 10 more seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. Looking good so far. You guys are doing great. Making sure we're still breathing through it all. Alright, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we'll switch sides. And after this, we just have 3 more exercises, and that's it. You can kind of think of your hips as a butterfly right now. They're just flapping. We want to have a nice controlled lowering. That way we can really feel it working in both our adductors and our abductors. Alright, in about 10 more seconds, and then we'll move into some glute bridges. Awesome job. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So for glute bridges, we're going to move onto our back. So we'll lay down on our back. Keep your knees bent. You can put a weight on your hips if you want some more intensity, or you can do body weight. We'll raise our glutes up, squeeze at the top, and then slow and controlled move them down. Great job. So up, and then back down, up, and back down. We're going to do 4 more of these, making sure our core is still engaged. That way we can have nice controlled movements. We want to be breathing through it. Great job so far. All right, and last one. Awesome job. Way to get through those, you guys. So, our next pose that we're going to do is a happy baby. This is our last one. So we'll lay in this position still. We'll bring our feet up. You can either grab onto your ankles, or you can grab the insides of your feet if you're feeling a little more flexible. And then we're just going to rock back and forth. So this will help open up your back. You can kind of feel it stretching. Sometimes it just feels really nice. I can feel mine popping. Alright, and we'll do this for about 15 more seconds. And then we'll come back to our seated position. Alright, and last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, so now we'll just come back to our seated position. I wanted to say thank you for joining me for our stretch and flexibility today, and I hope it helped you feel a little more stretched. Have a great day.